How's everyone doing? Happy Sunday. Happy to everyone. This is Mike Gilcreast live on the Mike Gilcreast Show. Doing great, feeling great, and all is well. Well, I'm great now. I feel better now since been to church and all and stuff like that. So I feel better now, but my knees was hurting. Well, one of my knees was hurting. And then after service today, I felt pretty good. So I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, I felt really bad for my wife because she's still recovering from her incident she had on a scooter, so she's sore and she fell off the scooter and no joke. And so I'm like, um, but she's a soldier, and so I'm like, I said, forget it, you know, we're gonna try something else and go from there. But yeah, she had a little incident and but she's doing well. I mean, I hate to say it, she's not coming online until after she recovers. She got some scars and stuff on her face and whatever, but she's feeling better, and that's the good thing. I'm like, girl, you can't keep up with me. Yeah. I didn't laugh. I didn't laugh at first because I want to feel bad, but I got jokes for her now. And so she laughed. She said, "Oh my God, it hurts to laugh." But all is well, and thanks for the prayers. We pray for at church today as well. It just is what it is. So hopefully everyone can hear me now. We had some technical difficulties. This thing blacked out on Friday, and so hopefully everyone can hear me now, and we go from there. All right. So and I hope I don't see nobody. Nobody see people out here. There we go. There we go. And so I just want to make sure folks can hear me. Hey. And so I guess y'all can hear me. It's working now. But my internet to this the Wi-Fi works well, and so but the internet wasn't. So I had to restart. I have a pluggable system, so I restarted that, and it works out. But that wasn't the problem. Something else happened, and it just I'm buffooned because I'm like, wow, because well, I'm baffled, because I'm like, what happened? And to this moment, I still don't know. But I'm live. People are coming online, so that's good to see. So I'm like, okay, so it's working, and so glad to see y'all. Hello to my favorite sister-in-law, Linda. So she's pretty awesome. Supports everything I do, and I can't wait till they come down to Florida and check us out. I because we about to have the 4th of July. We get some shrimp and chicken and I'm not sure some corn and I don't know about mushrooms, but baked beans, devil eggs, and greens and some other stuff. So we don't have a throwdown from her and I, and that's just because we here this week, next week, and then we're out of the country. We're celebrating 32 years. This Thursday is our 32nd anniversary. So we're not doing too much here because we have a cruise all planned for the I think the 13th. And so we'll be on a cruise and celebrating there. So that's we kind of delay it, but I think she got plans for us to go to breakfast or something. So we do breakfast for our anniversary and stuff. Yeah. We I said, I hope you could go, because I'm not sure how she'll be feeling. So hopefully she's feeling well. Then I think I'm serious. I'm thinking about getting my motorcycle license and get us a trike, and that's more dangerous. But I plan to get a trike, so that's a lot safer for because we do a lot of things together, and we're exciting, and we like to be outdoors and do things. But she's not getting on two wheels, not with me. I told her, I say you can't do two wheels, so you could jump on the seat with me, and we can go. Because I've been riding mopeds and electric bikes and regular bikes, 10 speeds, no hands, down the hills, and it's one of those things. But I just want her to be safe and stuff like that. So that's that. Hey, I just did a book signing yesterday, up at think it's Lake Square Mall. Lake Square Mall. I think they said Lake Square Mall in Leesburg, Florida. Because I used to live in Leesburg, Virginia. So Leesburg, Florida, Lake Square Mall. So I was there, most of the day doing selling books and stuff and selling, so we sell body oils and t-shirts and hats and stuff like that. So we got some good oils. We get our stuff from the African store internationally, and so people like our oil. So like boom, boom, boom. So we doing really well. We sell one for six, two for 10. I don't sell them online, but we do sell them in person. So if you come to the book signs, you can get oils and stuff like that, and go for that. And then we did some giveaways as well. So we gave away stuff yesterday as well. You never know what you're gonna do and get at our book sign. So we show up. You just never know what we're gonna do, what special we have, what's going on. Stop by when you see it, because I post it out there on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube, and so when we do stuff, we're pretty top of the line. We don't have stuff, and every now and then, I give a book away. So it is what it is. So just it is what it is. Find us, come and see us, check us out. And if you're shy, just come and say, I want to take a picture with you. And some girl with her grandmother came, and she says she has something to ask you. And this happened yesterday. And I say, well, so what? She said, ask the man. She said, can I take a picture with you? She said, just in case you get famous. I said, I already got fans. And but so I took a picture with her. So I gotta get that posted out there. And yeah, I took a picture, and she was the cutest little girl, and so shy. But you never know. I can inspire these young people to want to write books themselves and go from there. But she took the picture. But when something fascinating happens, I tell you, and I tell y'all, I bring stories. I say every book signing, I get a story. I get something going on. So it's legit. I always get something. And I don't always agree with folks, and I think that's what makes it interesting, because uh, um, um, I'm controversial, but I was talking to this one young lady, and we talking about finding love on the rebound, but all this is inclusive of that, and um, and I'm like, huh, you know, I, sometimes, y'all know I'm writing a book for women, right? So, and if I could get done with that thing this year, oh my God, that'd be awesome. I thought about it, but I'm not sure, how that's going to work out. But we'll see, But if I could get that done this year, it'd be pretty fantastic. Um, um, we'll see, because it's a lot. It's no joke, and hopefully this thing it seems. I don't know if my screen's flickering, so I'm not sure if it's gonna jet out on me. So I want to tell the story, so hopefully y'all can hear me and everything's good and stuff. And then by the end, because the way this technology is, it makes it looks like nothing's happened, even though it's flickering, and all sort of stuff. But anyway, getting back to this young lady, I was talking to her for a while, maybe 20 minutes, yesterday, and she must have read Steve Harvey's book. What's the name of his book? What's the name of his book? Think Like a Man. Uh, um, um, hey, Siri. What's the name of Steve Harvey's book?
Steve Harvey has written 4 books,
Yeah,
including his
Act
bestseller
Like
Act
a
Like a
Lady,
Lady, Think Like a
Think
Man.
Like a Man. And she must have read that book. Everybody tells me, right? I go to my book signs, I'll say, I'm writing a book for women. And they say, do not write your book like Steve Harvey. And I have nothing personal against Steve Harvey. That's the man. I appreciate him. I hope he interviews me. But people told me, they said, do not write your book like Steve Harvey. And why they tell me that, I honest to God, I don't know. And but Think Like a Lady, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. So that's the name of his book. Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. And I haven't read this book. I saw the movie though, and I like to look at it as more serious. That's one of his best selling books, by the way. But the thing is, I'm not challenging him, but I just want to give it my perspective, and look at it from what I think. And when you look at my first book, and you like that, if you like my first book, you're going to love this next book. And it's like that. because you gotta like my style of writing and my genre and stuff like that. You gotta like that. If you like that, you're gonna be fine. And so I just keep it real. I talk to you real. Don't ask me questions if you don't want answers to it, even on my podcast and even in person. But this lady, I attracted her attention. And the thing is, one thing about me, when you talk to me, generally you don't leave my table. Generally, you really want to talk and find out the answer because I don't play. I lay it out the way it is and whatever. But I was talking to this lady and I'm not giving names and stuff because I know her, but so I'm just speaking around her. And she's entitled to her opinion. I'm entitled to mine, but I'm telling you my conversation the way it was going. And so I'm not pointing fingers because she can stay who she is, and I'm gonna stay who I am. And how I see women as a whole, that's how I push it out there. I don't kiss up to women. I'm not trying to get nothing from you. I'm not trying to have sex with you. Not trying to get your number. So when I talk, you're going to know it's genuine because I'm not trying to, get nothing from you. I don't want your money. I'm not trying to have sex, and I'm not trying to get your phone number. I'm not trying to be your best friend. I mean, I just like to tell the truth. So when you come on my show or you're on my chat and you're listening to me, I want you to say this guy's real. That's like my most important thing. I have a book. I'm an author. I'm working on movies and stuff like that. I'm a film producer, and so I don't have nothing to hide. I am who I am. I'm the product. I'm it. This is it. And the thing is, women, I'm trying to help you. I'm on your side, best friend. Y'all gonna love me after the fact. Y'all gonna love me. Y'all gonna tell everybody about me, especially when my book come out. And then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a movie for my next book as well. And I'm recruiting women now. I tell women to follow me because you may be in my next book because I'm gonna have women all over the place. And I want a bunch of women in my next movie. Seriously, I'm looking for a bunch of women to be in my next movie. So y'all better start following me because you'll miss the opportunity because you never know. You might end up getting famous just because you're on my in my next movie. And so but that I came up with this idea because I'm like, I want to do something different. And we probably, if I could get 50 women, I'm planning to recruit to say, I want you in my next film, then so be it. But that's what I'm kind of planning to do. All right, just so you know. So I'm looking about maybe 50 women, but follow me seriously. And then I'm looking for all women, black, white, Asian, doesn't matter. You're a woman, you have an opinion, you have whatever. So you'll be able to, get into the show. Plus, you read my book. You got to read my book. And not my first book will help you actually get the role if you get selected. For the my third, it'll be my third film or my fourth film because I may be in a film coming up, but I can't tell you all about that one yet. All right. So something else coming up. Maybe, oh, yes, I may be acting in something. Oh, but it's on a true side. But anyway, I like the true side of things. But women, seriously, y'all follow me, spread the word because y'all may be in my next show and I'm going to recruit and then let you know where we're. And if you follow my Instagram, not Instagram, but what's this? If you're on my podcast, then you'll always have the latest and greatest information. You gotta listen to the podcast. I put extra stuff in there that's not may not be posted online. So you gotta follow the podcast and you be like, okay, you might be in my film because you don't know where we'll be filming at. It could be Georgia, Tampa, DC, whatever, because it's more like the East Coast, what have you. And then it could be, Akron, Ohio as well. So but I'll be looking for women all over and all types of women because I don't discriminate. When I dated women, I didn't discriminate. I love women. I think you guys are awesome. Best thing God created for man. I just think you're awesome. And so from that standpoint, I did it on the bad side when I was out there. Now doing it on the good side as a pastor, whatever. But we're going to talk about real stuff, real relationship. But let's get back to my story at my book signing. I'm talking to this young lady and that was my little infomercial, all right? And so we were talking and I can look at women, and I do. I people watch. I watch women. I watch men. I watch big women, skinny women, tall women, uh, average women, beautiful women. And if you look at my friends, I mean, people are following me. I got some beautiful women who follow me as well. Seriously. And I told them the same thing I'm telling you. I have my books out. I let them know, follow me, stay in touch. understand what I'm doing because I'm planning to do another film. And I'm going to recruit a lot of women to be in my next film. All right. And hopefully you have acting skills, but if not, if you have good conversation, that may win you over it anyway. But we're not going to be too selective because I want less acting on that next one, but more realism, people what they're going through and stuff like that. So this woman I was talking about, and I might even have her in it because her conversation's different because she actually believes, that with Steve Harvey's book, Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man, she actually believed that. And you know, oh my God, gee, I cracked myself up. She seriously, she actually believed that, and I don't believe that, and so um, um, I don't believe women can do, everything. Yeah. I have to put that out there. I had to. All right. But anyway, I don't believe women can do everything a man can do. I just don't think we're made that way. And so uh, 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 she said, I can, the conversation came up and we were kind of deep too, right? And the conversation came up where a woman can do just as much as a man can do. And if you're trying to find love, and the thing is, I told her, I said, you're single. I say you could tell because married women or women in relationships don't think like that. They do not. Real women do not think like that. That you could do. There was a girl in my book, and if you read my book, and I ain't gonna give you the name because I want you to read the book. But she thought the same thing, and I did not have relations with her. We were intimate. We were naked together. Not, I never did anything with her, and only to prove a point that you can't do what I could do. I could do more than you. And she wanted to let me know that she could level up with me. And I'm like, no, nope, it can't happen. I talked about this last time on my show, and I disagreed with her. And the thing is, by the end of the day, she wanted me. I could do whatever I want with her, and I didn't want her because she had that same mindset. I could do whatever a man can do, and those kind of women, I have never had relationships with, for real. I don't know how to do that. And even some women thought it, and the ones that thought it and thought they can continue. And it's not chauvinistic. It's just why would I want a woman that thinks like a man? And so I told her when the lady told me this, and y'all women don't get offended. I'm just being real about what I'm saying because I do not believe in no shape, no form, and I don't believe even from a biblical perspective that a woman can do as much as a man can do. I don't believe it, and I mean by having multiple sexual partners. That's what I'm talking about. And she disagreed with me, totally disagree with me. And she said, yeah. I say, well, I'm gonna be real with you. And this is what I told her. I say, guys call women like that whores. When you can sleep around, you don't have a conscience, and you can sleep with man after man after man. And she was discriminating. I say, you're single. And she's like, how'd you know? She would ask my wife, how do he know that I'm single? Cause she would have been wifed up or girlfriend up, to get married before her age, and she was past 35. I'm not even going to put her age out there. She was past 35, and I knew she was single. I say, even up to 35, you're at the critical state of having a baby. And two things that women want from men, based on what my understanding of the Bible, right? Because the Bible said he to find a good wife, find a wife, find a good thing. A man's not good to be alone, and women's desire should be, that's in Genesis, should be to her husband. So if God has really put this into women, and even after the fact of Eve, when she, ate of the tree, and I think the fourth, fifth chapter of Genesis talked about the penalty that Eve received was her desire was to be to man. That's the penalty. Unless a woman's demonic and she's all into herself and whatever, and she's not looking at God, not believing in God, and she wants to be homosexual. I'm not talking about them women. I'm talking about the women according to me understand the Bible, a woman cannot be like, I said, if that's true, that makes God a lie. You know, if you don't have a conscience, you're single and you're going to stay single. And I guarantee with her mindset, she'd never get married. I guarantee it. She would never get married. All right. She can have sex with men, but she would never get married. Not at all. She would not even come close to getting married. I guarantee it. I knew she was single based on the conversation. So no guy in his right mind is going to go for that. If she got married, she's paying the guy to, she's paying the guy. Oh boy. Woo. Lord mercy. All right. Let's get past that. She's paying the guy to marry her. Because on the real, dudes don't want a woman that thinks like they can sleep around, whatever. When a woman, if a woman's truly a woman, a real woman, have feminine behaviors, like really the girly girl, whatever, right? She do not want to sleep around. She cherishes her body, her genitals, and her private parts, and her mind, her relationship. She cherishes it. And so if she could be loose like a man, you might should have been a dude. This lady, I'm not calling homosexual. She probably homosexual on the side, because you could tell a lot about a woman, or she had homosexual experience. You could tell a lot, seriously, on their conversation and based on their dress, based on their act. I could look at a woman and pretty much tell you, and not even say 2 words to her and say that she's gay, for real. You could just tell, just something about women, how they carry themselves. And some women, yes, can they trick you? I'm sure. I answer my own question. Some women can trick you, and you'd be like, "Oh my God, I had that wrong," But very seldom do I get it wrong, because that man style of when women act like a man, they generally have the characteristic. You could have that. You could feel that spirit, if you will. You could feel it. And so I was disappointed at her, but she didn't not want to leave me talking to her, because I told her straight up, if you could think like that, a guy would look at you as nothing more than a prostitute, seriously, because you can't sleep around. Girls, y'all not designed like that. You're single, no kids, the whole 9 yards. I mean, I ain't even asked her, she ain't have no kids, but I guarantee she don't even have kids, for real. So it is what it is. I'm like, I was so, I wasn't upset. I was disappointed that God has gifted women with the gift to be wives and to be feminine and to have that soft side, that soft energy. And when you get the 35 plus and you're still single, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that. Some people are in school, got it, whatever, right? But you're still single and you can't attract guys. And now you're 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and you still can't attract a guy. Something's wrong. Something totally wrong. You're fighting demons inside you or something because it's not that hard. I didn't see, and I'm not talking about people, but I've seen, and I see it all the time. I see women with out of shape bodies, have small bottoms and big from hip up. They're big and they got a husband. They got a husband. Different cultures, they got husbands. And out of shape and this and that, and they got a husband. And so I don't, when people are like, I can't find a husband. If some of these I could point folks out. If they could get a husband, something wrong with people that don't get married, won't get married, whatever. Some women are stuck in the past. I like this guy from when I loved him and he was awesome, and he still didn't marry you. Some women are stuck in the past on how they, looked at somebody and that feeling never went away. I got women today, women seriously, that still not over me, still not. And I done moved on. I done met women that been in relationships and cannot move forward because they gave all they loved, everything they was about. They gave it to that relationship when they was a girlfriend. And when the dude cheated, they don't know how to love again. And I'm telling you, you could get it back, but you got to realize what you want. You can't come with this fake ideology that you could do what you want and do what a man can do, and then think that guys going to go for that. Guys don't go for that. They hit it. They get with you and take you out to dinner or something like that or whatever. And after it's over, they're done with you. And then you be 42, 43, 44, 45, and doing the same thing. And you look at your life and say, why am I not married? Why can I not get a relationship? And for a woman, I'm telling you, I think it's tremendously easy for y'all to get a real relationship if that's what you wanted. I told the girl, I say, you look at life like this. I say, I guarantee you, there's been guys in your life that you liked, that you was attracted to, and you couldn't pull them down. You didn't have it. You wanted to be with them, and it didn't work out. Seriously, I was reading this lady left and right. Seriously, and when you try to find love, you got to bring the real you to the table. The real you. Not all this stuff you fabricated to make you feel good. I told her, I said, you tell yourself these things to make you feel good. Because you're still gonna be single in the end. You're still gonna, I'm doing this live. I was doing live at my book signing. I didn't have no customers, so I was able to talk. And she kept coming back to me, and I'm giving her more and more and more. No, it doesn't work like that. Doesn't work. And I won't shout her out because, I know her. I told you I know her, so I can't shout her out. I can't put her on Front Street unless she wanted to come on my show and talk about it. Now, if she want to come on my show and talk about my gloves are off. My gloves are off. She want to come because she knows me, and so she can be watching me right now. But if she want to come on my show and gloves off, we can go at it and talk about relationship, and y'all will see how right I am for real. And I'm not trying to beat up people, this, that, and the other. It's just when people live in a figment of their imagination and they think they have as much as a man ought to offer to a relationship, I would never want to marry a woman that she want to be the head of the house and this, that, and the other, and think she could do everything I could do. No, you know, God didn't design you like that, you know, and so it is what it is. But you could tell a lot about a person. A guy meets a woman, and I give y'all this, right? When a guy first meets a woman, he knows within the first 3 minutes, I'm being nice, if he can have sex with her. He already knows that. So we know based on how you dress, act, and then we have that natural thing that we do. We know our make when a guy is about something and he's not a simp, he's serious about in relationships, this and nothing. He understands what he could do and not do with a woman. And girls be, oh no, not me, not me. All women, automatically. And the ones you got to work for, the ones put on, because women got two types of guy. It's got the guy they really like, and they probably having sex with him. Hopefully not, but probably. And then the guy that they have potential as a backup, so they make him wait. You know, that's jacked up. But women generally work like that. Not all women, but most women generally work like they have somebody on the back burner, and they treat them as such. I was never the back burner. So I just didn't play that role. You could tell when somebody trying to suck you and just carry you on, just reeling you along, and then whatever. You could tell, like, you ain't I ain't got time for that. I didn't play them games. And then you could tell the girly girls that's really deep, sweet kindness and gentle. Those. You know them right off. I always wanted them girls. I'm talking about the virgins. I always wanted the virgins. Seriously. And because I knew they wasn't sleeping around, they wasn't. You just know there's a difference in a woman that have not slept around. There's a difference, and so I'm just trying to point it out and stuff like that. But there's a big difference in women that have not slept around. You know, and so it is what it is. But don't women don't think that because you have a vajayjay, right? That you could get any man you want. You could do whatever you want to do, and the guy, as long as he's sniffing at you, you could do what you want. It doesn't work like that. That's only a facade. You just believe that because you feel good about who you are, and nobody has really told you the truth. And I'm here to tell you because we live in a society now. Even young boys, if you talk to young people, they don't even want these girls that give it up all the time and stuff like that. Guys will tell you what you want to get you. They hanging out with you. You've been in a relationship 2, 3 years and you nothing to talk about weddings and there's always a void or the guy's not ready, you're wasting your time. And so if you wanna waste your time, I watch my own family members, get hooked up with guys. And, my own family members, they get hooked up with dudes and then they end up getting pregnant. And then they never get married, like absolutely never, never. Have 2, 3, 4 kids and never get married. So what's missing? How can you have sex and have kids and have kids out of it, but you never get offered a ring? You never talk like, oh, my baby daddy about to take me out to dinner. You gotta go to child support to try to get child support. You know what I mean? Dudes don't wife you and dine you and stuff like that. Don't y'all women. I wish y'all learned seriously. I wish y'all learned. I talk y'all. If y'all like me on this book, you're gonna love the next one. I'm serious. But I'm trying to get y'all to see where you are and be real about it. You know, you made mistakes, you messed up, but get your life together and have a standard for yourself. Do your check sheet, checklist. This. When a guy all he wants is sex with you, drop him. Cause if you give it up, you don't have regrets because you might like the guy and then you end up getting nothing. You might like that. Women, y'all know how y'all are. He's so nice. You tell your mom, I think he's the one. He's just awesome. He don't forget this, that, and the other. Have sex with him, and then he ghosts you. And like, hey, your mom be like, hey, baby, what happened to Joe? Well, things just didn't work out. But you done gave it up, and now you gotta live with that. You have to live with you giving it up to him, and it didn't work out. If you're not good enough to be a wife, to be wife in a relationship, why date? Seriously, the highest honor a dude can do to a woman is not give her a baby, but to make him his wife. To make her his wife. That's the highest honor that a dude could give a woman. I ask guys, I say, why you don't make her an honorable woman? You lay with her, you sleep with her, you're doing all stuff, y'all, but you won't make her honorable. I ask guys that. So I don't just beat up women. And I don't understand why women give it up. I can have sex with you. I can be on the pill. I can mess up my system. And then I may not have babies or whatever, or I may get cancer because I'm taking pills. Come on now. And then I can't even be your wife. Why? Women, I'm on your side, but why you sell yourself short? My mindset was not like this 30 years ago. I've been married 32 years. So let's say 40 years ago. My mindset was like this. I was trying to hit every girl that moved, I was moving, and I could not believe how easy it was. And I tell women today, I say, y'all make it too easy for guys to be in a relationship with you. You give it up too easy. Your most valuable possession that guys give you it, you throw it away like you drinking water. I don't know how y'all have sex so easy. I really don't. I was doing it. I wrote my book, y'all see it. I was doing it. I was living that life. And I look today and y'all trying to find love. Having sex is not how you find love. It's probably 8% of women that actually end up in a relationship we call marriage that can get the man by being in a sexual relationship. But you look at 92% that's not wifed. They're either pregnant or they're by themselves, or they passed the age of having kids and then they missed out because they're waiting. They get their education, they're doing this, doing that. And what do? What is that what your life is worth? You kept yourself, you spend all that money on cosmetics and beauty and this, that, and the other, and you end up not getting a ring, you slept around. And then some women are proud. Hey, I had about 7 guys. I have some women that had 10 guys and 50. Y'all, women tell me that I'm serious. They tell me how many guys they've been with. I've been with 15 guys. And then they think it's like a badge of honor. I'm with 15 guys. I wouldn't wife you. I have sex with you, but I wouldn't wife you. If I was a single man out there, not in church or whatever, yes, the man I was back in there, I did not care if the woman was this. I didn't care if she was dressed half naked, whatever. I just wanted to have my time with her and be done. And I'll tell you today, what was stupid on my part, I look back at my life and I'm like, you know what? I don't even know what the women look like. The women I was with, I look back and I look at myself and I call myself stupid. You know, because I was with women, and I cannot tell you what they look like. Moreover, I can't even tell you their names, for real. Why? I'm telling you guys that. Why would you be in any kind of relationship and dude ain't giving you nothing, no time of day. He's not trying to make you honorable. Why would you hang out? You're like, I'm so happy I'm going out. Hey, mom, I'll see you later. I'll be with Joe for the weekend. You know, I just made up a name, Joe, right? And you're so excited. And your goal is not marriage. Women are so excited to be around famous people and they just give it up. Well, I think this is what I'm supposed to do. But when you look back, you say, I'm telling you, look back over your life. For the ones that had sex prematurely, right? Look back over your life. And you had sex with guys or multiple guys, and look back and tell me, what did you accomplish? A memory? A memory? But what if you got pregnant? A memory? What if you got disease? A memory? If you really shape it all up, you know, the thing you should be telling yourself, I could have did better than that. That's the one thing all women should be telling themselves if they messed up and had sex prematurely prior to getting married. You should say, I could have did better. I guarantee it, right? That's what you should be saying. I could have did it better. What's wrong with waiting? What's wrong with, you can't spend money in the bank. If you're trying to save money, you want to get to a certain point that before you decide that you want to spend it. But you got to have your value like that. We're not there. We're not there. We're not there. And whatever you bring to the table, that guy would know I'm getting all this, and he would appreciate you for that. We had one lady on here, and she said she did not know her husband until their wedding night. I talk about that lady all the time. It's more than that. It's a lot of virgins out there, for real. And virgins, you should not be masturbating and pleasuring yourself and stuff like that. Just wait. Don't kill the feeling of what you're supposed to experience in a relationship. See what I'm saying? Women like, I'm single, but I'm masturbating. I mean, y'all have no idea the people I talk to, the conversations I have. You know, I talk to people that's been in both sides. They've been in homosexual relationships and they've been in a heterosexual relationship. I talk to all the women. I talk to women that's been raped, incest. The family member had sex with them. I mean, I look at all the. I talk to women that have been with multiple guys. I talk to women that got a kid and got multiple sex partners even while they got the kid. And trying to find love. I get it all. So I don't just come here and say, you know what, oh, this is my ideal, whatever. I just like I'm telling you about the lady who thought she can have as many men as men can have women and be equal to a man. I'm having this conversation because I just had this conversation with her. When I find fascinating or interesting conversation I had on my book signing, I bring it back to my podcast. And I'm like, wow. And it just buffoons me that women think they're equal. The women are not equal to men. And men are bad too to be having sex, and they're not their wives. But the thing is, men is not going to carry that on their conscience like, oh my God, I was with 20 different women and I don't know what to do with my life. We don't get attached like women do. We don't get emotionally involved. And the thing that can mess up a guy is when he's torn between two women that he's with. That's what messes up guys. When guys are with multiple women, no, but two women, oh my God, it's havoc on a guy. So y'all ain't know I was going to talk about that, right? But I'm sharing it like it should be, right? And so I never want to be torn between two women because at some point you got to make a choice, and somebody's going to get hurt. And I'm telling you, I've been in that instance a couple of times. I lived with different women, and I went back to my first wife, and that was, oh my God, that was traumatic. That was hard. That was hard. That stuff's not in my book. I'm telling you what I was feeling. I couldn't express what I'm saying now in my book, and so you get this because it's in my book that you're getting, my personal feeling on how I was feeling when I left the girl I was living with to go back to my we call ex-wife. And so that was hard. I'm telling you, that was hard. That's when guys are torn. But if I wasn't living with somebody, y'all don't hear me saying about the other women I was with. Only the women I lived with that had that long-term relationship, or I left my ex-wife and I lived with another woman. Those the women I had problems with. The women that was extra, you know, I you know, you know, I didn't know how to feel that emotion like women feel. Like women will be with you and wish they was with Joe. I wish I was with Joe. And I told y'all the OJ's made the song say, "Your body's here with me, but your mind's on the other side of town." You know, you rather because that's how women work. That's how you're wired. You have more oxytocin than men, so you get attached. God put that in y'all, so y'all can be attached. God said your desire should be to your husband. That's biblical. And women are torn. Some women, go into a relationship just to feel I want to say secure, but comfortable, because they're like, you're not my husband, but I'm comfortable with you, but you're not happy. Generally, when women live with guys, and it's not just the guy won't marry the woman, generally the woman don't want to marry the guy. It's like she's comfortable. See, y'all ain't know I was this deep, huh? Y'all did not know I was this deep. I'm telling you, if you spend any time with women and women be honest, women would tell you they're not happy. I talk to wives. I talk to wives, and they are not happy with their husband. I talk to other wives, and the husband won't even touch them, which means he probably hitting it somewhere else. Come on now. It's just common sense. Women like, oh no, he won't touch me. I'm telling you. It is I don't know. I look at my wife, I say, what are these women doing to these men? Because men are about losing it now. They're reading my book to help them overcome relationship challenges. All right. So people are going through, folks don't know how to handle relationships. They don't. They losing themselves in relationships. They're doing a lot of the stuff for the wrong reason. Have a standard, have a value, have morals. If you want successful relationship, you need those things in place and have a relationship with God. If you want to really have a successful relationship, you need these things in place. If you don't have that, what are you looking to do? If you don't have values and morals and relationship with God, what do you have? You don't have integrity. What do you have? You know, and the thing is, I could have been a cheater if I didn't meet if I didn't meet the wife I'm married to today. I probably would still be out there. I wouldn't be in church. I wouldn't be, I'll probably if I'm not dead, because women, when they love you, they would kill you if you cheat on them. Some women, they like men. They would literally kill you, you know. But at the same time, a lot of women are unhappy in relationship. They not happy. So the guy be like, I didn't marry you, but I dare the guys to go to ask the woman, "Are you happy with me?" You know, ask men. If I have men on my show and you in a relationship, you're not married, ask her, is she happy with you? And if you're married, ask her, are you happy with me? Because the one question I ask women, especially if they're married or single, no, if they're married, I ask this one question always: would you marry him again? That's my question. That's the question I want people to ask my wife. Go ask my wife, would you marry me again? Seriously. Because you got to know what you have. You got to know what type of relationship you have. I'm not offended if my wife, they go to my wife and say, hey, would you marry Bishop or marry Mike again? Would you marry this dude again? I wouldn't be offended. Whether she said yes, no, maybe, whatever, right? I wouldn't be offended. But I'm saying, ask the question. A lot of times we don't know. We in relationships, and women that come and tell me they're not happy with their husband. And that's not saying they trying to get with me or whatever, because I don't do leftovers. I don't, that's if you're in a relationship, I don't do relationships. I don't like, I've been in those type relationships. I do not like, that's just not me. If you're married, I don't want none. Seriously. I like the first page because it's like it is what it is. And I'm way more selective now as I got older than I was when I was younger because I didn't know anything. I wasn't smart. I wasn't smart the way I should have been. I didn't have the wisdom I have today. So I am way more selective. I'm not chasing anything. I'm not chasing every skirt. I'm not chasing this, that, and other. I have nothing to prove. I don't even have anything to prove to myself. But seriously, I give y'all a question. Y'all can always walk into my wife and ask her, would she marry me again? Seriously. And so I'm not just putting me out there because I wouldn't know who you are, when you're going to ask her, whatever. And if you know her, you ask her, say, would you marry him again? Because I done put me out there. And I'm not ashamed of my life. You know, I made mistakes, but the thing is, I've learned from it. But when women talk this nonsense, I'm like, no, 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 because I already know who I am and how I am and how I used to deal with people like that. You know, it's like when women want you more than you want them, it's like what's his name? Like Donald Trump, he said when he's talking to that Bush guy down in Florida, saying, and they didn't know the audio was on. He was like, you know, I could walk a girl walk up to me, I can just put my hand in her pants and do whatever, and that's a true statement. What he said is true. Women are free. When they think you got money and they got a chance at it, they let you do whatever. And y'all women, y'all got to kill that. Y'all got to stop that. Let's get some questions. I got questions out here, and time is moving on, and so we're gonna pick this up. I'm telling you, we're gonna talk about this. Y'all want to follow me because if you want to get my next movie, you know, you might have an opportunity. But anyway, I'll try to go in order and try to get these questions on. How do couples know when a relationship has run its course versus when it's worth fighting for? Eh, you know what? Thing is, I'll give one simple answer. Generally, when if it's past, and I'm being nice, 2 years, and you haven't moved forward, it ain't going nowhere. And then you get case in point, go to 3 years, go to 4 years, go to 5 years, go to six, go to 10 years, go to 20. That's how you know. You know, when a relationship, a guy don't take long to want to settle down. When I met my wife, and I met her, she's my she wasn't even my girl. I met her in the late 92. And 93, we spent time together, this is and we knew. And then by 94, I knew 94, before 94, I knew I wanted to marry her. So 93, I got divorced. I did because I was still married, but I got divorced. And then I bought a ring. And then Valentine's Day of 94, I proposed. And July of 94, we got married. It don't take a long time. Guys do not, when guys are in love, I was in love. I was totally in love. I was swept away. Melody, I was swept. I'm telling you, it's like if I had to move heaven and earth to get to her, I was that. And no woman made me feel like that. None. No woman. No, not one woman. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Not one woman made me feel like that. I knew, and I'm telling you, I'm sharing my story with you to show you when a guy crazy about you, ain't nothing going to stop him from wanting to be with you forever. I'm serious. I knew Melody was the one for me when we were dating. On my first date, I said, Lord, let her be my wife. Read my book, it's in there. It's really romantic. And you know, but I knew I wanted her. I did. It's like I look at her and I'm amazed. I look at her, I'm like fascinated. Yeah, I could just stare at her. She ain't got to say nothing. For real. That I've never been into a woman like this. Never, never, ever, ever. It's women I like, women we could have had a great go at it, but I was too immature. I wasn't serious. But that's how you know. If a guy not going head over heels and marries down the question, now once you pass a couple of years of being together, if you're living together or dating, whatever, then it ain't going nowhere. It ain't happening. All right. So figure it out for yourself. All right. Um, I'm just giving to you how I see it. All right. What is the biggest red flag people ignore in a relationship? Privacy, privacy, privacy. When you in a relationship, chances are you always want to be together. I'm telling you, I took off from my job. Read my book, Unworthy, Chosen, Forgiven. Right? It's in Spanish as well. Right? But I took off from my job. I was living one state, she was in another. I took off. I didn't get paid. You know, and I was living with a woman at the time. I was leaving her, and I knew I wasn't going to marry her. You know, and she was a beautiful girl. Just I didn't trust her. I had trust issues and whatever. And so I took time to work just to spend time with Melody. And seriously, and she knew my situation. I was honest with her. I told her what I was doing and the whole 9 yards. And so you got to have honesty and stuff like that. But red flags. When you want privacy, I'm always away from home. I'm always away from her. Them are red flags. And so the girl I was living with, I was always gone. And I said I was on assignment, and I wasn't on assignment. I was with Melody. I was always gone. I found reason to get mad just so I could leave town to be with Melody. I'm telling you. And so it worked out. And so 32 years of next month is 32 years of marriage. Sometimes women can drive you away from wanting to marry them. Sometimes the relationship's not there. And you got to know when it's over. And the thing is, don't get divorced and then say, you know what, I'm going to find somebody else. Guys don't care about that. When women think guys get upset. Oh, is she gonna leave me and go find somebody? I'm like, my wife today, right? She's Melody, right? I just told you how I care, but I'm saying if she had that attitude and she said, I'm gonna find somebody, I would help her pack. Seriously. Because you're not gonna threaten me. I'll tell you, this is the most relaxed relationship I've ever been in. That's why I'm the way I am. I'm so relaxed. It's not about me cheating and wanting to cheat. She don't even suspect me of wanting to cheat. Like she would know. Like when women act like, oh, I didn't know my husband's cheat. My wife, I wish y'all talk to her. Seriously. She don't even suspect me wanting to cheat. She's so confident in the relationship that we built and established. Women, that's what y'all want. But anyway, y'all got to figure that out. All right. What's the next one? I don't want to miss a question because I'm like, uh, um, I'm excited. The relationships excite me. What are the biggest strategies for communicating your needs without blaming your partner? You gotta lay it out. You gotta say, when you do this, this is how you make me feel. When this happened, this is what you make me feel like. You gotta lay it out. If you don't let it out, he won't know, or she won't know. You gotta lay it out. There's no strategy. Truth is always like when when I met Melody, I told her, I said, I'm married and but I'm separated. I'm not going back to her. This was my second time leaving. I gave my ex-wife two chances. I went back to her. I broke her heart to go back to her and tried to give it another chance. As soon as we got in there, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. It was miserable for me. And so I didn't stay long. Maybe if a year, 8 months to a year, I can't tell you the timeline, but I didn't stay long. And I left again for someone else. And so if y'all read my book, you'll get the gist of it. You'll understand. You will see things that I'm not even gonna cover, intentionally because I want you to read the book. Because you're gonna learn sometimes. When you learn how I was in the relationship with my ex-wife, and you'd be like, wow, my husband, my boyfriend doing this, my husband, boyfriend doing that. And when you see that, you'll be like, wow. I'll tell you, men buy my book for relationship stuff. Men, not just women. See what I'm saying? And so my book is really filling the need for a lot of different people, for real. It really is. And the way I'm talking, I'm just sharing it with you. You got to be honest. Everything that I was and was doing, I told Melanie, this is what I'm doing. Only thing I didn't tell her, I was still cheating on her once we got serious enough, I got engaged. I did not tell her that until after we got married. And then I didn't have a plan for that, but I'm telling you, that was amazing. But y'all figure that out. But it's no strategy. You got to be truthful. This is what I want. And if you can't give me, a woman should never ask the guy, are you going to marry me? She should ask the guy, what are your plans for us in this relationship? That's the question she should ask. And if he can't answer it right, then you got to move on. You wasted time. Some women they go from 20 to 50, 20 to 40, 20 to 30 in relationships and nothing never happened. You gave up a lot of good years. I'm telling you, or you're giving up a lot of good years. All right. Tell the truth, find out where they at. Never a woman should never ask the guy to get married, but she should ask him, what are your plans for us in this relationship? How can couples disagree or argue in a healthy, productive way? No, you got to tell the truth. Just tell the truth. and you shouldn't have to argue if they're able to talk about it, find out if it's a good time, good environment, kids are in bed or whatever, you're out to dinner. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. If y'all can't talk, you going to fall apart anyway. You have to know, I let my wife know if I don't like something, she knows. If she don't like something, if she don't like something, do I know. So we just find time to get it out, or as long as it's not right before church. That's the biggest thing for us. As long as it's not be right before church. Other than that, we kind of get it out. We wouldn't be taking them. We got 3 cruises planned for the rest of this year. In 2 weeks we'd be on a cruise, and then Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so we wouldn't spend all that kind of time, nor spend that money if we wouldn't get along. We would not spend that kind of money, and we don't get along. Come on now, but we have a healthy relationship. I can talk to her. She wants me to come and talk to her. If I have a problem with a woman, if I get enticed or if I get tempted, she want me to talk to her. Like most women can't handle that. No, most of y'all can't handle that at all. Hey, you better not go talk to somebody else. You better not open yourself up to him, but don't use it against him. She never used my past against me. Even when I was cheating when we were engaged, she never used my past against me. And I feel comfortable talking to her, but I feel free. I've never felt this free, you know? So people don't have relationships like that. Be truthful, make sure you set the right environment. That's the best advice I give you on that. Is it better to be single, be in a single or relationship? Well, it's up to you. You know, society, if you do some studies, and even with the Bible, two is better than one. And so from a biblical standpoint, they science have proved that you actually live longer when you're in a relationship. But a healthy relationship. Some women use sex. You're not getting no sex and stuff like that. Well, you're killing your relationship, and you probably killing that man because men we let stress build up in us, and if we don't release, and y'all understand, right? It could hurt that man in a physical standpoint. Some men can die a whole lot early because the woman done held out this, that, and other, or he get it from somewhere else. So I think that's bad. You have bad communication. If you get married and you use sex against a person, or your husband, and you're not getting no sex if you don't do A, B, C, or G, I'll tell you, I would leave that woman. And I'm saying it. I don't see the potential of that relationship growing when you use childish manners to get your way. You cannot be spoiled and selfish in a relationship. Me personally, I can't tell you to leave your relationship, but me personally, I don't I don't know how to handle a relationship like that. I'm so glad that me and my wife we communicate everything. We have marriage counseling the whole 9 yards. So we knew what to do and what not to do. And we don't do those things that will hurt the relationship or hurt the other person. All right. Um It's up to you to be single in a relationship because I tell people you can do bad by yourself, so you don't need to be in a relationship to do bad as well. What would you say to a person that has been married before and it didn't work out, and now they don't want to get married again? I had that happen to me. I had that exact thing happen to me. I don't know where I was. Was I in Florida, Georgia, somewhere, or different places? I meet so many women that say that say they've been married before, they never want to do it again. Even today I've heard same conversation. I'm never getting married again. I said, to me, it's not true. I think it's not true. I say when you find the right person, I think the mindset changes on your thoughts and stuff. The hurt and pain have not been discussed or released. And so women say that. Women say it all the time. I meet so many women say, I'm not getting married. I turn around and they got married. I said, I thought you'd never get married, And so I don't agree with that perception. I think it's hurt and pain why people don't get married. Because when you find a person that genuine and they're serious, sincere, and real, you're going to get married. I mean, I tell people my wife's mother was 70 when she got remarried. So at some point, I know you don't probably want to wait till you're 70, but you don't want to be lonely. You don't want to be because it's just not the nature. It just we get in situations. I had this conversation. I said the woman said she gave up on marriage because whatever. And the reason I said you're lying. You're not. That's not truthful. And I told her blank true that because Women want to be married, they want to have kids, period. That's just one of the things that they want to accomplish in life. They want their career, but it's not before that. Women will leave their career to support their family or raise their family. And so she said that. I say, no. I say, the only reason you say that, because the guy you've been living with for past 10 years haven't proposed to you. And she agreed with me. She did. So I don't just say this stuff. I actually deal with this all the time. I'm giving people advice, not just on my podcast, but in real life. And this lady had a professional career. But she started getting happy. I say, go get your happiness back. I say, this guy either cheating on you or or he got somebody else or whatever, for a guy just to be comfortable in a relationship, and some women make being comfortable and then it makes it too easy for the man to cheat. Cause if you always staying home, he not taking you out, he not this, he not that, you not whatever. I mean, it is what it is. And sometimes, a guy will take you out just to shut your mouth. Here, let's go buy your outfit. And then he keeps doing what he's doing. Guys are dogs, and it is what it is. Not all guys are dogs, but the thing is, if a guy is not serving God, chances are he's probably out there doing something else. All right. So it is what it is. I would be. If I'm in a relationship and I lived with a couple of different women, and I always had multiple women on the outside. When I was separated and married to or living with another woman, that's when, if you read my book, I almost had 4 women pregnant at the same time. Seriously. So I'm laying it out for you. I mean, y'all could close your eyes to what I'm saying. Generally, if a guy ain't not trying to marry you and he's comfortable with you and it's been years, I guarantee he's going to make a baby somewhere, or he's gonna do something and yet have a relationship because he's comfortable with you. He know you're not leaving. Like when guys know women are not leaving, I'm past my time anyway. But they know they're not leaving. They're comfortable with you, and they like, okay, I'll do what I want to do. And so you gotta live with it or deny it or make yourself feel good, whatever. I did it. I lived that life. I lived with somebody, and I almost had 4 women pregnant at the same time. Seriously. So it is what it is. I'm telling you that. Read my book. I'm telling you, it's going to help you. Anyway, um, do not let guys be comfortable with you. All right. We almost done. Why don't men protect their package too, right? Women must protect their. Well, women got most to lose. I think men should do the same because disease has no one's name on it. What's your take on it? Men should protect themselves. I should have protected myself. I tell you straight up, I was stupid. I put it in my book. I'm married to my wife, but I said, I asked my wife, did that bother her? And she said, no, that was your past. So she didn't hold my past against me, and so men should. I should have protected myself. I was stupid. I had to get smart after the fact because 4 women were trying to have my baby, and so I was stupid. But women, think about it. If you get caught, you got 9 months, you're off the market, you're inconvenient. Now you got to find a babysitter, da da da. When you just look at the logistics of having a baby, it's definitely an inconvenience for you. And then it's harder for you to date, find somebody else, whatever, and move on with your life because you got a kid. And then you got age and stuff like that. So that's why it's just common sense. You know, uh, both should protect themselves, but I think women are at the disadvantage because now you got to bond with a child, and now if the child's sick or whatever, you're off the dating market. Forget it. Forget about it. You're definitely off the dating market. And unless you want to lie to yourself, so it doesn't work like that. It wasn't designed. Life wasn't designed for us to do what we're doing. Having all these babies out of wedlock and all these common law marriages and all these relationships of people having sex before marriage and all this homosexual stuff. It was not designed like that. We made it like that because we didn't want the norm. We said, though, we thought the norm was boring to have one woman, one husband, one man, one wife, one husband, and one relationship. We thought that was boring. We thought it was something better. No, it's not better. It just duplicates itself. No matter if you're Chinese, you're Russian, you're Asian, you're Black, you're Nigerian, you're Puerto Rican, Spanish. Don't matter what you are. We all cultures have the same problems. Men cheating, all these different cultures. Women cheating, all these different cultures. And so it's not better. You got to find your own happiness. And if you're not looking to find your own happiness, then you're going to end up what you end up with. It's fact of life. That's just how it works. It's nothing you can do about it. You only can get it better when you want to get it better. If you don't want to get it better, it's not going to get better. It doesn't work like that. You can't, do what you want to do and then say, you know what? This is not what I want. It doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. You know, you can't pick and choose. I'm going to, do it this way, or do it that way, and do it like somebody else. No, it doesn't work like that. Life is hard, and it's what you make it at the same time. Marriage is hard, but it's what you make at the same time. I should have had a destructive marriage. My marriage should have lasted this long. For the life I was, the life I had, and my wife was anything like most women out there, we would not be married today. Seriously. We were not I didn't make her be with me. I didn't make her be married to me, you know? She chose to live with me, chose to accept the life that I have, and we made a life of it. We became successful at it. And so the pain and suffering of it, it didn't really go over it, to that level where it was too painful that she couldn't move forward. I'm like, she surprised me. I mean, I'm in this relationship. Literally, she surprised me. I mean, women asked her, "How you do it?" Women are so amazed with my wife. And like wow, because I'm telling you, you got two choices: take it or leave it. And so nobody makes you stay in a relationship. Nobody makes you, you know, uh, um, stay committed to a relationship and do what you do or give up what you give up. Nobody makes you do it. It's up to you. You have to decide where you want to be at, how you want to be in that relationship. You have to decide that. I'm surprised I don't have more questions. I'm surprised more people are not on here because people are going through some traumatic things. Y'all see the questions and the things we talk about on the show. It's hurtful. It's traumatic. People going through them. And don't sit on the couch and eat ice cream and get fat. Get yourself together. Keep yourself together. Keep yourself in shape. Work out. Whatever you got to do. But do not stay in a relationship if that guy's not looking at you to be a wife. Get your body together, get your mind together, and don't show your body. Just be together. So whoever says, you know what, you're going to be my wife, then you could talk about how you messed up, whatever, and go from there. But you don't have to stay in a lonely relationship. And then you look back over years and you're like, God, I shouldn't have stayed in this relationship that long. I get that a lot. Women hate themselves or hate the situation that they're in because they stayed in a relationship and they wasn't. All right. I'm telling y'all, women tell me they're not happy in a relationship. So I'm letting you know. Let me see if I got any more questions. No, I think I answered all. I hope this was really genuine for you. I hope you got something out of it. Uh, um, I said something that piqued your interest. You know what I mean? And so if I did, kudos, give me thumbs up, whatever. Tell somebody about it, get them to come on to the show or whatever. But I always say, faith connect to the power of words, bring forth the reality of God. Faith connect to the power of words, bring forth the reality of God. Here's my information for our church. I'm also a pastor. I'm an author. I'm motivational speaker. I'm a podcaster. I'm a pastor, film producer. So I'm international speaker. So I'm like, I have a lot of things for me, going in my favor. I thank God for this, seriously, that my wife saw a gift in me that I didn't even see in myself. I tell people the man I am today is because of my wife. Seriously. And the reason I can bring out so much of me in my life, my relationship, is because of my wife. Seriously. And we could have had a total disaster. Seriously. But she was not that kind of woman. So y'all got to decide, So I'm sharing my life with you all as well. So here's our information. Take a picture. Hopefully we'll see you down here in Florida at our church and go from there. All right. So appreciate you. This has been fun. This has really been fun. It's interesting to talk to you all, to share, our thoughts and stuff with you. I appreciate you. Seriously.
God, you taught me to trust you. You show me how to believe. You're the author and the finisher of what you started me. So I'm not gonna doubt it. I'm gonna hold on to peace. Cause if I have you and nothing else, I still.
A real life episode, Mike Gilcreast pocket show. Hey, are you ready? Hey, are you ready? Are you ready to go? Tell me what you wanna know. A real life episode, Mike Gilcreast pocket show. We keeping it real, y'all.
Come on, y'all. Let's go.
Are you ready?